Good to see you.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here today. I'm Tom Mower Jr., and I'm the CEO of Sizzle International. And I didn't know that 2 basketballs would go through the That right there was worth the trip. I mean, I can't get one through. It's even more insulting. Well, in this business, we need to get one through the hoop, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and this has been very informative to me. I love to be here and hear the responses that people have, because I travel throughout the world, and like I was telling a lot of you last night, I was in Japan just a few days ago, and I've been there twice in the last month and a half, and Thailand once, and just got back. But I wanted to come out here because Grayson's right. This is a group that is moving forward. It's moving faster than any other group in America. And what do we think that is? Leadership. Everybody has exposure to the same dynamic products that we produce. For 25, 30 years now, we've been doing research and development. But it all comes down to the leadership and the motivation. And if we could evolve the motivation, we'd have a product that everybody would want, wouldn't we? Because it comes down to here. It comes down to being a product of the product. And everybody's motivated by something different. And Grayson's exactly right. You need to draw people out, ask them questions to find out what it is. And typically it is fear. And people don't want to confront people. But one thing about it, most people get up and brush their teeth every morning, don't they? Shampoo their hair. And most people watch the news. I mean, we have all these different debates on what we can do with health care and blah, blah, blah. But reality is, what's the best answer to health care? Stay healthy. We have those answers. And this isn't a quick pill that we're going to take and feel great overnight. It's a lifetime of staying healthy. I mean, we're going to get sick. We're going to have ups and downs. But it's about prevention. That's the best thing. They say right now, if you're 65 years old, you need to plan on having about $230,000 saved up for health care that Medicaid's not going to cover. That's what they added. That's what it is right now. And then you look on the other hand, we know that millions of people die every year from cigarette smoke. We know that 380,000 people die from secondhand smoke. Well, there's really some quick answers to health care, isn't there? And prevention is the best answer out there. So this is what we've dedicated our life to, is research and development of products. And really the business side came after that fact. We've sold products in wholesale and retail environments and industrial chemicals early on. But what we found out, there are people like yourself here today who are interested in powerful nutrition and health and want to find products that don't have these harmful ingredients in them. But then you couple that with a dynamic compensation plan that only a research and development facility and a manufacturing facility can put money into the products and the compensation. And so this is really what makes us unique. We do some contract manufacturing, and we do some lines for some health food stores. And you know what? They're interested in what, number one? Yeah, profitability. Can you put a little of this in it? Can you give me a label claim, you know? Synthetic, natural, 99% of them, well, right here. There's a lot of truth to this and a lot of other things besides populations of people. But reality is 97% of the companies are the same thing. They've got a blue one, give me a green one. They've got vitamin E, synthetic, natural, I really don't care. Well, at Sizzle, I care, because guess what? When you make synthetic, it's only 50% bioavailable. So when you use synthetic, you gotta get twice as much in. You know, there's things like that that we are concerned about. Well, I grew up in a small town, and my father was very health-minded. And back before we had all the research and development, I mean, we were growing our own foods, and a very simple study that he did in our own backyard. We had 2 gardens, and our property had been homesteaded early on in the 1800s, and where we grew our garden, on the one side is where the pioneers had their garden, and then we tilled up some new soil and grew one on the other side, and the plants were bigger, taller, healthier in the new soil. And so this is back in the early 70s. He said, you know what, there's something missing in that soil. Well, if it's missing in that soil, it's missing in that plant. If it's missing in that plant, it's missing in here. And so we did a lot of, agriculture that way just to grow our own food, but we saw just firsthand that soils do get depleted over time. And then when we started doing research and development, what did we see? We saw studies that have gone back to the 40s and 50s that show that minerals and antioxidants have been depleted in foods, and studies that have gone on year after year have showed a steady decline. But farmers are paid by weight and volume, size, not on vitamins, minerals, protein, nutrients. And so we set out to make products that could supplement and make a difference in their life. Well, what does it boil down to? Taking back our life. And I think the world as a whole, things have gone so fast with the internet and with everything we're doing that we have sped up so fast we haven't looked at what's happened along the way. And what's happened, we've developed things that now that, I talked last night about asbestos. Back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, it was the rage, wasn't it? Now we're tearing down buildings to get rid of it because years later we see what happens. Well, back in the 1920s, what happened? We said that a lot of these ingredients that are still used today were safe. But now we know in studies that they have toxicology reports that show that it increases cancer rates and it is actually detrimental to our health. So we have gone out and we have formulated skincare and hair care using this research that eliminates these potentially harmful ingredients. So if you're ready to take back your life, you look at the sign here, we're going to turn right, aren't we? Because Sizzle International has the answers. And the clicker is supposed to click video.
It should be right.
We'll turn that on there. But really, Grayson hit a good point. People can get what we refer to as analysis paralysis. And that is one thing, don't get bogged down in, because one thing I have found over the years, when you deal with people, the more they try to dig in to what color was the plant. Reality is, don't worry if the farmer that's milking the cows left-handed or right-handed. Leave that to us, because we do worry about those things. You worry about the results in building your business, because people usually are looking for an excuse, and like Grayson said, they're going to dig deeper if you keep throwing facts at them. If you don't hurry and cut it off, you're wasting valuable time that you could be moving on to somebody who really is interested in building a business or changing their health. And so really assess it as quick as you can to, let me point it right there, to find out, what walls are they putting up. Because really, if they're not interested, you have two options. Either they're going to be business builders or they're going to be product users. And that's what it comes down to. So assess where they're at, because there's nothing wrong with preferred customers. Like I say, people want to brush their teeth. And so if you tell people, hey, give me your tube of toothpaste, flip it over. Let's see, called poison control. If you swallow more than the amount that should be used to brush your teeth, that's probably a concern, isn't it? Especially when you have little kids in the house. And so we have a fluoride-free toothpaste. And that's really about as technical as you need to get with that. But the research is out there if they want to investigate, or you do too. What does too much fluoride do to our system? Well, it breaks our teeth, makes our bones brittle, cancer increases. It's all out there. With the internet, it's all accessible. We can find out. We can get on PubMed. We can do the research. But if people get down there too deep, they're just looking for an excuse not to buy products from you or not to join the business. Okay, if you were to start your own home-based business, what would you do differently? That's a good question. I can tell you right now, this is, for entrepreneurs, this is a big question. Because, in fact, they say that from 50 and above, there's twice as many entrepreneurs as there are 25 and below. So as we get older, I think we get smarter and we see the opportunities. But reality is, who's going to come up with $250,000 to start a business? There's no better business opportunity than network marketing. We make the products, we ship the products, we have the customer service. we need you out there promoting the business.